What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of The Locker Room. I'm here with Esan Marsters. What's going on, brother?
No, nothing much.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah, Esan.
Sorry, bro. So I'm Aussie. We add an R to everything, bro. Esan. So, and obviously Marsters, M-A-R. Is there any, that's just the way to say it?
Nah, it's just the way, Marsters, yeah.
How you been, brother?
Yeah, good.
How's the training going?
Yeah, pretty tough lately. I think another tough preseason. I think is my only second one now, and I think having the preseason underneath Madge he's known for his hard one. So yeah, it's been really tough. So.
And compared to like last year, like when you come into that first preseason, because was last year your first full time preseason?
Yeah, last year was my first full time preseason.
It's just like shocking, eh?
Yeah, like him coming in and doing like an army camp with us.
Yep.
Like my first one was a pretty shock to the body. So
bro, the preseason, as I was speaking earlier, like we can sit here and be like, bro, preseason's extremely hard. Like you're not going to be able to like go out. If you do, you're the stupidest person ever because you're going to rock up Monday feeling like an absolute shit. Yeah. But it doesn't matter how much you say that to someone, you can't prepare them for how hard a preseason is, especially the first preseason. What was it like when you... Well, actually, yeah, what was this preseason like compared to your last preseason?
I think with this one, there's a lot more wrestle now that we're doing, and
yep.
I think with Madge having his background being at the Storm, their training's been so high at like top of the... I think ranks up there with their training, and him bringing that sort of training to our club, it's been pretty tough. Like especially talking about that army camp that we did.
They're torture, bro.
It was torture, yeah, because when you're out there, it's pretty hot as well. Like not many people know that's hot, and I think with their sleep that they get, and then what we have to experience when they go through.
Yep.
Yeah, man, it was pretty tough.
Torture?
Yeah, torture, man. Fighting a lot of demons in that one.
So you guys knew the army camp was coming this preseason?
Yeah, we knew there was an army camp coming, and I think a lot of the boys that have done it before were sort of like, yeah, it's going to be all good for us, but knowing that it's going to be hard, so they were trying to keep us young blokes sort of just like, yeah, it's going to be all good. Chilled, yeah.
Not too hard, yeah.
But then, afterwards, man.
Bro, why didn't you tell us? It was the hardest thing ever.
A lot of the boys, a lot of the older boys were, I think, used to that sort of stuff because they knew what to expect, and then having us, all these young blokes come in, like some of them are just 18, like on development contracts, and myself doing my second preseason, it's something that...
So walk us through, bro. You're sitting on that bus. You're like, man, I mean, it'll be hard, but it shouldn't be that hard.
Like going there, I think, because we wake up pretty early in the morning around say 5 o'clock, and then going on the bus knowing that you're going to do an army camp, like all the boys are like, what are they going to do to us? Like, what are these guys going to do? Like, are we going to use guns? Are we going to carry them? Like, how good would it be to carry a gun? And then when you get there, like, all these guys just sort of just ran on the bus, like with their dogs and stuff, telling us to get off the bus, and we were just like,
what's going on?
Like, what's going on? You don't know, like, to laugh or to like just be quiet and just keep to yourself because you don't want to draw too much attention to yourself.
You don't want to be the guy that the army sergeant just peppers.
You don't want to be that guy. And I think sort of all the boys are just, that first session that we done was, pretty bad, So
And so what happened? So you get off the bus and everyone's like a bit like, okay, all good. And then the first session you did a yo-yo test or something?
Yeah, so we did we got like our gear and stuff. So we got like this gun that was made out of plastic, and then it's pretty heavy. And then they took us over to the gymnasium, and we're like, we must be doing like a workout here. And then all we see is like these cones set up, and we're like, bro, this is going to be like some running test or something like that. So it ended up being like a yo-yo test, but it was called the brake test or something like that. So I think we did it for at least like 6 runs, and then we had to do like push-ups or sit-ups. So every time would just be different workouts, and then we did that for like, must have been like 50 minutes or an hour or something like that.
And just like by the end of it, everyone's just like barely running and like...
And because it's like probably like 7 o'clock in the morning. And you're like, this is not even like halfway yet. So a lot of the boys were woken up by that sort of stuff. And then we ended up, after that test, we sort of just went to like for this little bit like a 1K run to like this field. And they had like different stations. Like we had to do like burpees. Like we had to do 10 burpees, move on to the next station, do another 10 burpees. And then we just had to do like all these other exercises, like carrying poles and stuff, like doing like, I don't know, like squats and stuff with the poles, and it's just
torture.
Just torture.
And then at that stage, it's only like 10 o'clock.
Yeah, you're like, it's like, cause you look at it, like you didn't have your phone or anything, but then you sort of see like the coaches, and you ask them, what's the time? It's like 10 o'clock, 10:30, man. So you're just like, you don't know what to expect there, like what's going to come after. And then,
so what happened at night? So you pretty much did like that kind of stuff all day?
So we pretty much did like all that sort of workout all day, and then got back around like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and then we had like a shower. We got to have a shower and stuff. Had like a little bit of like snacks, late night snacks and stuff. So and then we went into like the room, and then they were just talking to us, explaining what's going to happen, and like we were like sitting there like all like fatigued, and like they're going through like the missions and stuff like that we have to do the next day, and we were like just sitting there like just tired, man. And then just after that we went back to sleep, and fell asleep for like 2 hours, I think. Like they must have waken us up in the morning, and then man, it just felt like I just closed my eyes for like 10 minutes. But some of the boys, man, like getting up in that early in the morning, and then but then the next day was probably like the worst thing
because you're already fatigued.
You're already fatigued, but you don't have really much sleep. So, but you're like, it's like a shock to you because you're like wide awake. You're like, fuck, like what are they gonna do to us next? And then, so we ended up pushing like these like 4-ton like army trucks, like 8 of us there was like 4 groups of 8. Had to push like these army trucks, and we had to help each other because sometimes we couldn't get like up hills. The hills were like probably not as steep, but like they were just
slow.
But they felt like they were just like
4 tons, bro.
You have to carry like these army trucks up the hill like 2 o'clock in the morning, and you're thinking to yourself like, fuck.
and then the crazy thing is the second day is like, it's like 6 in the morning, and you're like, bro, we still have like the whole day, and we've already been doing this for a whole day.
So then fuck, that was just.
Was there any dummy spits? Any blasts?
Nah. There might have been a few boys like, just from being tired, I think, just saying like, come on, man, like push harder. But you're trying to go as hard as you can. But a lot of the boys have been like, they were pretty good after it. And I think one of the things we took out of that was, I think we came closer as a team, and I think knowing that we can do stuff for each other was pretty good. So that's one thing I sort of learned from the camp and from the older boys as well. So, and
knowing that like when you're on the field, you'll never feel as bad as what you felt at that army. You know what I mean? Like that's what I took out of it when I was like, doesn't matter how tired I'm on the field, I just got to remember being in that army camp and how really tired I was, and then I can take another hit up. I can do another run, you know? Like
I think, just knowing that you can sort of experience that pain together. And then knowing like you're being through tougher times on the field. So when you go out there, you know, like, I've done harder stuff. So.
Exactly. And I know the boys will have my back because we were in a worse situation, you know.
That's why I think a lot of the boys took out of that, and especially for like the younger boys in our team. Learning a bit about ourselves. So
100%, bro. The army camps torture, but they teach you
so that's
much.
one thing we sort of just took out of it, was that we could learn about each other and what we're good at, like our strengths. So not everyone can be a leader, but sometimes like if you're a leader, you can sort of follow people as well. So
100%, bro. So take us back to a young Esan. Am I saying that?
Esan.
I'm too Aussie, man. I can't help.
Esan now,
bro. My whole life, I'm in a similar situation in the sense that like people will say Deanan, and I just go, yes. I don't even correct them because I'm just like, bro, I'm so used to it. And it's like, I get it, man. It's a fucking weird name to say. Like, okay, so grew up in Auckland. Take us back to a young fella.
I grew up in Auckland, and I was born and raised in Glen Innes. So I was born and raised in a place in Auckland called Glen Innes, and then sort of made my way sort of around like Auckland because I moved a lot when I was younger. Just me and my mum, my brother, and my stepdad, and sort of moved around a lot, and then sort of ended up this place out west. It was called Blockhouse Bay. Then that's when I sort of just like we sort of maintained there, and then that's when I went to school, and a lot of my mates would play league at that time. So I think that's where the passion came from for me playing league was a lot of my mates, where I moved to an area where they played league a lot. That's what I sort of got my passion from, and then played all my like junior footy there for a club called Mount Albert, and then I didn't really was a good player back then. I was a good player, but I wasn't really making those rep teams.
Like a gun that was like he's one of the best in our area.
In our area, and then I sort of wanted to.
So did you have who was your team growing up? Warriors?
Yeah, I enjoyed watching the Warriors play. Always wanted to play for them as well, and then just seeing a lot of like the younger boys go up through the grades to go to the Warriors, it was pretty like gave me the motivation to sort of I think strive for that NRL as well. So was a big massive Warriors fan, and I used to support Parramatta as well.
Oh really?
Yeah,
the Eels.
Yeah, I used to watch Jared Hayne a lot.
Oh really?
He got this funny story because like we had our neighbors, and because back then, as a kid, you want like everyone wore the footy shorts and stuff.
100%, yeah.
So you're like, fuck, man, like these guys must be rich ass dudes.
Yeah, 100%.
So because at that time we weren't struggling or anything, but because we had these neighbors that sort of like lived across the road. Not across the road, but because our driveway would go all the way back to my house, but you would drive past the house.
Okay, yeah.
So every time I drive past the house, they'd always have like clothes on their clothesline. And one of the pieces of clothing was like a Parramatta singlet.
Yeah.
So one day I sort of when like must have thought to myself, "Fuck, man," because at that time my favorite player was Jared Hayne, because I used to love watching him play, and then I snuck around like the backyard, bro, and like because they had like a back fence gate to like go through, and bro, I like took the singlet, sort of started sporting home, and then I like ever since that day, man. I was like,
that's
man,
Parramatta Eels.
I got the Parramatta Eels singlet.
Bro, but you like live next door to them. They're gonna see you.
Yeah, I know. Like that's what I was thinking. Like in my head, like bro, like at the age, because I was pretty young, I was like, bro, like, what was I doing, man? But like, ever since from there, man, like I just grew up loving league. And
so you'd go past that house and see that singlet on there all the time.
All the time, bro. All the time.
I'm gonna get that.
Like I just think like to myself, like, fuck. And then ever since from that time, I think I sort of, fuck, I think league is what I want to do. Yeah,
well,
you know,
okay.
like, and yeah, just because we used to live across the park as well, and I always used to just go up and have a little run around with the footy and stuff. So I sort of grew up in that sort of league community sort of stuff. So
that's fucking funny, bro. But, it's like every time, like not even thinking about like they're gonna see you in the singlet and be like.
Bro, and the worst thing was because me and my older brother are pretty close. Always been pretty tight. So he like snitched on me. He snitched on me to my mom because I didn't do something for him.
Yeah.
And then bro, he's like. He told my mom, and then my mom, like the worst thing is, my mom told me to go get the singlet, go take it back, and go say I took it. Just apologize for taking it, bro. I don't think I ended up taking that singlet back. Hey, too scared to go back, man.
So they didn't know, they never knew, they never found out?
Nah, they never knew, they never found out, so...
Fuck.
I think they're still living there. I might have to go give them a West Tigers singlet.
Yeah, I was going to say, you should send them one and be like, look, I was younger, but you actually helped my dream to play NRL.
Hard out.
Oh, that's funny, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, so you didn't make any... What position did you play growing up?
I played in the halves. I played 5'8" when I was sort of coming through the grades.
And you're 103 kilos?
Yeah, I was 103 kilos then.
But you're still a big frame. You're what, like 6'3", 6'2"?
I was a like pretty big boy. Like a lot of people would know that I was pretty big back then playing in the halves. So I think that's where I sort of got the skill of like sort of ball playing, like the offloads and stuff, because I sort of was always getting the ball first when I was playing in the younger grades, and a lot of the players that were in the younger grades, they were a lot fitter, a lot faster.
Okay.
The thing I probably had them for was probably like my weight.
So
because I was a lot bigger, and then when you're younger, I think a lot of those kids sort of go through because they're a lot smaller and a lot more agile than what they are, and then I ended up coming over to Australia at a young age. And
so what was the so the Warriors hadn't shown any interest, as in they weren't.
Nah, they didn't really. I don't think at that time, because like at that time they had the players that they wanted. Yeah. So I think if you think about it, there's only just the Warriors there. So
100%.
So much players,
totally.
Everyone's really good in New Zealand, so it's pretty hard to sort of make your way through that sort of rank. And then I sort of said to my mum, I want to go over to Australia.
Give it a crack.
Give it a crack, yeah.
So just like you had no clubs interested, you were just like, I just want to go.
Nah, yeah. So I ended up just saying to my mum, like, hey, can I go over? I want to like try and make it in footy and stuff. Like I really think I can do it. And then I think for my mum, I'm the second oldest, so for her to let me go and do something that's out of the ordinary, like for myself, like 100%. No contract, and
that's a mass. Like that's people don't. You would have been what, 16, 17?
Yeah, I was just turned 17. Yeah,
like that's a huge life decision to just go. I'm going to another country to have a crack.
Definitely. Like in my head, I think that's where I sort of get my drive from, is just thinking about at that time, like if I could do that at a young age, I can just do anything now that I want. 100%. And I think for her letting me go was pretty sad for her, but in a way it sort of, I think, opened her eyes as well. Like there's more opportunities out there for not only me but for herself as well. So
definitely.
So I ended up coming over and stayed with like one of my uncles and stuff. So
What was that like when you first come to Australia? We're like, man, this place is great.
I was like, fuck, man, I'm going to lose so much weight, man. It's like 34 degrees over here all the time. So, I ended up, just staying with my uncle, and I enjoyed it like so much over here, like the weather, and I went, like enrolled at a school that I went to where he stayed.
Yep.
And I just he just ended up taking me in, and then took me to a club, St. Christopher's.
Yep.
It's like a local like club around his area, like it's like a Bulldogs comp. So I played there for like a year, I think, and then I got like scouted from one of the like agents, like the NRL agents there, and so he sort of gave me a contract at the Roosters. So I got a contract at the Roosters. So the Roosters had I don't think they came to watch any of my games. They just got like a feeling off the NRL agent, and
trusted that his word. He was kind of good enough to scout for.
So he got me in. At
what
the
position
Roosters.
were you playing at this
I was
stage?
playing centre.
Centre, okay.
So, because I came over and I was like thinking like, like I have so many halves over here, you know, like I'll try something else. Like, and then I wanted to play centre because I'd always like loved the position playing centre, and then I sort of just played my way there, and then ended up going to the Roosters SG ball side, and then that's when like sort of I got that first taste of like what I think not professional footy was,
system,
but
like
a system, like something that you could go to training every day, like at a pretty high level, not high, but
the drills are similar.
Similar, like you're still training hard out, like it's not as like club footy level, but you're sort of testing yourself with like all those rep players, and that's what you want to be, like you want to be tested like around those players, and then I was contracted there for like 2 years, and then I was training with the SG ball side, and then I got dropped, like I got cut from the team.
That would have been devastating.
It was devastating
because you've gone from New Zealand to Australia
to like SG ball side, and I thought like at that time like this is good, like I'm doing good like for myself, and then just got the had the trial games and stuff, wasn't like didn't perform, was just playing really bad, and I think at that time I was just feeling a little bit kind of homesick, and like because my mum was over in New Zealand, and but it was just a lot of things were going on like off footy and stuff, so just really like try to knuckle down, because on the same day that I got cut from the Roosters, my mum and that flew over from New Zealand.
Oh my god, bro.
So it was,
we just like,
bro, I actually thought like this is bad, because I'm only like 17 at that age.
You think your career's over,
I'm thinking like to myself like bro, like my career's over, and just knowing that like your mum, like my whole family's moving themselves over for you to see you play, like to live out your dream.
So they're moving as well, not just coming over to see you.
No, they moved, like they packed up, left everything, left their jobs, and then moved. So I'm like thinking in my head, like 17-year-old thinking in your head, like like man, this is pretty big, like they're moving over, and then you're like
getting cut
from the team, and you don't know what to do, like you sort of think like fuck, like I've stuffed this up for like everyone,
and it's like all my decisions, it's all my fault, like they're not going to be happy, they're going to be angry at me, even though when they get over, they're like son, like
like you're thinking like my mom, like nicest person in the world, she just comes over and just like gives me a hug and says like everything's going to be fine, like and I think at that point of time I sort of knew like this is something that I want to do, and it's something that I want to take seriously. And I just thought to myself like, I really want to do this, and I really want to like give it like a big go, like my last shot. And then
before your mum got there, you were thinking like I'm done, and then it took your mum to come and say, look, it's all good,
it's all good, like, and her saying like it's not just for you, like we're moving over for you, it's for us as well, like to give us a better like opportunity as well.
That would have like eased your like
stress.
Like
I would have been like at a 17, like at a young age, like just knowing that like you're like fuck.
Even now, if that was me, I would feel like, oh man, I let my family down. I said that I'm gonna do this.
Like going packing up like from another country to come over, like just to see you and to see you succeed is like pretty big. But
so mum rocks up, says it's all good, and then you're like, you know what? If it's all good, I'm gonna give this a massive.
Like I said to myself, and I had like me and my older brother, like we've always been that sort of close knit like sort of person, and he's always been like, like you're gonna make it. Like ever since I was like in New Zealand, he's always like, you're gonna make it. Like it's always like I think at that time I sort of had like good people around me, and knowing that like I had the support of them, either like even though I didn't make it, was pretty good. So
massive, man, because like some people don't have that family strength behind them to pick him up and go, you're going to be all good, and we back you, we believe in you, and then all of a sudden you believe in yourself, and you do exactly what you did, you just knuckled down. So that happens, and you're like, all right, well, we're sweet, we're all good. Mum moved over, the family moved over, but they also moved over themselves. What did you do after you got cut?
So then I ended up getting cut from the Roosters. So then I got a call from Peter Tunks. You know, Peter, he's one of like, I think he used to play NRL before.
Yeah.
He was coaching at just a local like club in Maroubra.
Yep.
And he wanted me to go there and play for him, like Southeastern. And then I just at that time, because I moved schools from where my uncle was staying, and then I went to Holy Cross. So that's like a pretty like well-known league school, like all the Balmain, like Tigers boys and stuff. So ended up going to play at like a local like there, played school for them. And then I was just playing school footy. So I was at that time, because before I was with my uncle, I wasn't playing a lot of footy.
Okay.
Like I wasn't playing school footy. I was playing some club footy, but it wasn't as much when you're playing school, because school like you play every week.
100%, and like you train all the time.
You're training all the time. You're going to school and you're enjoying it. Like So the school I went to with my uncle, they didn't really have a league team or have a league like system that played a lot of games, and then made the move to go to Holy Cross. My mum wanted me to go there, and then ever since from then, just boom, I just sort of just started playing a lot of footy. That's when I sort of moved into the back row.
Oh, really?
So when I was at Holy Cross, I moved into the back row, and then that's when like I started playing back row heaps.
And playing some good footy. And
some good footy, because that's when I got scouted from, because I was going to get scouted from the Rabbitohs.
Yep.
So I was meant to go to the Rabbitohs because I was playing out in like the South Sydney comp.
Yep.
So I had the Rabbitohs there, and then I had the Tigers there. So I met like my manager like at one of my games.
Yep.
Like the manager I got now, and then he just came up to me and was like, yeah, like I really want to
sign you
in that and sort of look after you, and I think we can go like pretty good. And then he ended up, because I left the old manager that got me at the Roosters gig. He just sort of went like, nah, like sorry, like I got like so many players, like which was understanding, like still pretty young, like young kid.
It still sucks though, like you've moved over and like he should have a care for you at least. You know?
Yeah. I mean, so he's sort of just like gone like nah, like I'm too busy now, and so then I was like, sweet, like I got a manager here now, like he's gonna look after me, and then he got me like a contract just like that straight away.
Boom, straight away,
because I was playing some like decent footy for club, and it was sort of, I was going, because I was 18 at that time, I was going into like 20s. So that's like the transition, like never played any SG ball, like nothing.
So like no reps,
no rep zeros. Footy. So I'm just going from club, like sort of that club standard footy, to going to play like 20s, and then it was out of the Rabbitohs or the Tigers, but Tigers sort of gave me a contract. Rabbitohs are sort of like up in the air, like
trial,
like a training trial sort of thing. So I was like, nah, I'm going to take this like Tigers opportunity, because they got contract there already. I'm going to go for this straight away. Because I knew it was like just set. So didn't care how much I got paid, just wanted to go and
a chance to
just I wanted that, like I think at that time I was like, nah, I'm going to like take this chance again. And then ended up going with the Tigers, and what's good, because I went to Holy Cross, and a lot of the Tigers boys that played there were at Holy Cross, so made a lot of good friends there, and my transition I think was easier to go into the Tigers from then, and then ever since from then I'm just
in the system and professional NRL
player. I know.
Fucking hell, how crazy is that, bro? Like that's a big decision, bro. New Zealand to Australia, like to have the confidence to say that, because like when I was growing up, the plan for me was to go to England for soccer. And so my brother went to England for soccer. He made it into a first division side, Nottingham Forest, but he got homesick and came home, and he ended up becoming a doctor. But it's similar, like to have the confidence to go, I'm going to go there, and I want to really, like, because it was more like, because I was making all the rep sides, so it was more like a natural progression for me. But for you, not making rep sides, but to go, Mum, I want to do this. So I mean, okay, so you get the contract with the Tigers. Do you go straight into the full-time squad, or
no? So I go straight into 20s. So then, because at that time we had a new 20s coach, and it was Brent Kamali there. So I had him there for a year, and then it was pretty good because I played, I think, pretty much 22 games.
Yep.
So I debuted round 1 and then sort of got dropped like around round 3.
Yep.
And then that was another sort of like a bump in the road because you're like...
Was it attitude based or just...
No, I think just, like because there was a lot of players there as well, like a lot of good players, like good quality players, and then I think they wanted to see like if they could change the squad and to see if, because we were winning, losing, so we won. I think we lost the first 2.
Yep.
So we won out of those 3 games I played. We only won once.
Yep.
And I'll just come off the bench, like.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
So then after that, I just got like, I remember the day I got dropped for that after the round 3, and I was like, fuck, man. I've done it again, like come on, like I've done it again, and then I just went back to like, because we get go back to Sydney Shield, like it's like a normal like a men's comp. So you don't go back to like club footy. You go back to club footy, but it's like proper men. Like these guys that played, some of them played like SG ball, some of them played like 20s and stuff. So you're going back, and you're like, fuck, like, I want to try and like give it to these guys, try and go hard out there, like 100%. Try and get myself back into the 100%. Team, and then. I was just after that I was like, nah, I'm never gonna go back to like playing that sort of level of footy. Like
I'm never gonna get like,
not like there's anything bad or like that sort of footy, but I want to be like professional. Like I want to do this properly, and then I got called back up into the side, and then I just ever since from then I just
stayed in it.
So
how many games did it take you to get called back up?
Probably came back in like. Probably about another 5 games.
5 games. Okay, so you played well for 5 games, got called back up.
Yeah.
And then when you came back in, how did you play? Like really well or just solid or?
I played pretty decent. Like the games that I came back in, they were pretty like quality sides. Like we played the Roosters. We had like Connor Watson and like Latrell Mitchell and all those guys, like Joey Manu and that. Like that's like pretty good Rooster side.
Like bro, 100%.
So I'm coming back into that, like sort of playing those guys. But we had pretty good players as well. But just even coming back into the team, because I came back and I started.
Oh yeah, okay.
So I just went back to training and just started training, I think, pretty well. And then Nori or Kumoli sort of just said, sweet as, we'll keep you there. But I was sort of like I could start, but then I was on the bench because we had like older guys that were playing a year before me.
Okay,
So he wanted them to play because they're a lot more experienced. And then my second year, when I went into 2016, that's when I sort of went like, I'm going to take this serious.
And I got confidence.
And then, I just played all my 20s there. Was working. That's the first time I sort of went, oh, man, I don't want to do this.
I don't want to work.
I don't want to work.
Tell us about your first experience working.
I don't know, it wasn't too bad, but because my mum works at Essex, so she works at the main office, and then she got me a job at Essex, so like at the retail store. And just selling shoes, bro, like just doing the normal ones.
Just so boring.
Walking around,
just
cleaning up.
Just like, hi, how are you? Like, can I help you out? Nah, all right. Hi, how are you? Can I help? Nah, all right, sweet.
But I got I think that's the one thing I sort of took out of it was that I sort of got to like know how to talk, because I'm like was pretty shy before. Didn't like talking as much, but sort of got me out of my comfort zone to like say hello to people and get to know them a bit more better, and just say like, just be nice, I think. So because you're talking to different kind of people, so anyone can come in with different attitudes. So
100%.
You don't really know what's going to happen. You're
100%. And you're going to get treated like shit pretty regularly. Like, and there's nothing. You can't blow up at them.
Nah.
Like,
you got to keep professional. So
yeah.
A lot of people that I had coming in were pretty good. Like pretty nice to me, and I think that's one thing I couldn't like take for granted, was that like footy like could actually like that's something that I really wanted to do. And I really wanted to do it full time, and then I think ever since like there were points leading up to it, just sort of just felt like I can do this. So and I guess it made you realise like how lucky you were to be playing footy and possibly do it professionally. Definitely. Like you just knowing that like this is something like you don't want to do. But at the same time, like, I'm gonna try and work hard for that next contract, and then ended up signing like my first NRL contract with the Tigers after my last year of 20s, and just ever since from then, I've been trying to train as hard as I could, like coming through from that 20s, just trying to get a debut, and then a lot of stuff happened at the club, like with Jason Taylor leaving and then Ivan coming in. Sort of changed for me, so
So round 13, 2017. So how did the debut come about? Like you'd already played like test match and that, like for Cook Islands.
Cook Islands, yeah.
You would have met Lexi there, Alex Glenn.
Yeah.
He's a legend, bro.
Actually.
The dreamboat. So your debut comes around. Like what? How did it come about? Was it a shock? You know, what did Ivan say to you? Like,
yeah, I think like for myself, because I just played that international game.
Yep.
So I played pretty good. Like at a stage where everyone's watching, that's sort of where you want to try and perform and
against other NRL players too.
Other NRL clubs. So I think because leading up to that, I was like I said, I transitioned from coming from the 20s back row to NRL back row.
Yep.
So much different, like from 20s back row to NRL back row.
100% men,
So I was playing like the first couple of games in Cup. I was like, I must have been like not playing as well at back row because I couldn't handle, because I was playing Cup, so I couldn't handle like the physicality.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know, because some of these guys have played like NRL.
100%.
You're going guys like these guys like do each week, like they've trained at the highest for so long, and then that's when I got like because I got rattled again. I got put like 18th man after like round 3.
Oh, as in
like when I come in from like
reserve grade, like reserve grade. Wow, so you go in reserve grade and you got put as 18th man round 3 of that year.
Far
out.
So like that's in reserve grade. Yeah, and you're like, fuck, I'm gonna be training with NRL. Like,
and I'm getting 18th man. Like I should be starting
back
killing
row.
it. Yeah.
And then that's when like everything sort of changed. Like because what was funny was that like because I was 18th man and we had that game, and then I remember the game, it was against the Warriors at Campbelltown.
Yep.
And the funny story was that I got a call saying like I was going to be 18th man, and I was like, fuck man, like you guys don't know what you're doing. Yeah. And then what happened was our center got injured.
Yeah. Oh wow.
So he called me and he's like you're going to play center.
Yep.
So I'm thinking to myself like, fuck, I don't know how to play center. Like I've never played center before.
Yeah.
And then that's where the center sort of came from. Like that's where I sort of like made my transition from back row to playing like
to center.
Yeah. And then like thinking in my head like now like, fuck, like how did all this stuff happen? Like it's just all like working up to this like point.
Yeah.
Like where I am now.
It's crazy. Like all of these things coming together to put you in a spot, the center position.
Yeah, like
that
it's
would then push
like
you up to the first.
It's like stuff like that you don't usually think that's gonna happen. Like that's usually not like that's good for you. Like you think to yourself like no, I'm not a center. Like I'm a back rower.
Yeah.
But then you getting put in center, and then I ended up playing good that game, and then they left me there.
Do you reckon? So when you did play center, were you kind of pissed off at them because they put you 18th man? Were you like, you know what, I'm gonna go hard today?
Yeah. Like I was, I was fuming. Like I was like, fuck man, like 18th man. Like nah, I don't want to be 18th man.
Yep.
Because I love playing footy. Like that's what you want to do every week, is just go out there and play.
Footy. Yeah.
And then I just ended up playing like really good footy then, and I stayed all like center all the way up till that Cook Islands international game. Just played center for them, and then that's when Ivan sort of like came to the club around that time.
Yep.
And then I was like, "Fuck, man! Like there's a new coach now.
What if he doesn't like me?
Yeah. What if he doesn't like me? He hasn't seen me play? Like it's all new." And then after that, we had like I like introduced myself to him and stuff, and then we got like to know each other a bit more, and then we had like I think also because we had a bye, and then that week we sort of trained in between that week, and then we had like guys that were injured, and then I was like, fuck, like I could have a chance, like of debuting here. Like he's just come, he doesn't know like all the players and stuff, so I want to try and train as hard as I can.
Yep.
And then I ended up getting like the week after.
So what did he say?
Saw my name in like the 21. Because you have the 21.
Yep.
And you're like, fuck. Like,
so he didn't tell you, he just put you in the thing?
Nah, he didn't tell me. So then, like, I'm thinking to myself, like, nah, these, like, he won't play me because there's a lot of guys that are injured.
Yeah.
So I was like, I must be this in there because he wants to put me in there. Like, I must be trained good.
Yeah.
So I'm like thinking in my head, like, fuck, yeah, like, at least I'm getting noticed. Like, I'm happy,
100%.
like, I'm getting noticed. And then he sort of just, he didn't ring me or anything. I was sort of like came early in the morning, or it must have been like on a Wednesday, or like I think we played on a Saturday, I think. So I think I got told on the Thursday before captain's run.
Yep.
So I was like just thinking to myself like come on man, like I think I'm gonna get a debut here.
Yeah.
Then got there in the morning, like half asleep, like got up early for like training, like a normal training there, like didn't think anything of it. Then like he pulled me aside. And then he was like, you're gonna play this week.
Oh, what was that feeling?
I was like, I just like, I didn't know what to do because I was like in my head, like everything just went like, I just went like blank. Like I was just
froze,
like
what?
just froze. Like I was like, what? Like, what are you talking about? And then he's like, are you gonna debut this week? And then I was like the happiest thing ever. Like, just knowing that, like, I think I could at that moment I couldn't show too much emotion because I was just like, fuck, like, man, like.
You don't want to be like,
like going hard out, like, because he's like standing right there. I'm like trying to be like the man, like,
sweet, I'm ready, I'm calm, collected.
But inside I'm like, fuck.
Because like you know that journey. Okay, so you get told, and obviously you go and train first, or do you tell you what is it like when you get to call your brother and your mum and like?
Oh, so what was funny was like, because I'm a person that would just, if I get like some news, like good news, I would want to tell someone, just offload it to someone, just like make their day as well. And then I had to like figure out when I could do it. So I like got everyone, like my girlfriend, like my fiance now, and then I got her to, like everyone, my brother, to come over and like say like, oh, we got like dinner and stuff, like just pretend like we're all, because I was staying with my mom at that time, and then got everyone in, and then I just sort of went like, I pulled because me and my brother, like, this is something that we have dreamt of, like, since I was a little kid.
Yeah, 100%.
So I pulled him aside first, took him in the room.
Yeah.
And then I just said, like, bro, like, I'm debuting this week.
Yeah.
And, like, he was just, like, so happy, man. I could just remember him, like, just, like, he was, like, just, like, shocked. Like,
what is happening?
Like, he was shocked. Like, he literally just sat there and he's like, are you honest? Like, you being for real?
Yeah.
And then, like, he just started, like, crying. And just like hugged me, gave me a big hug, and just like, he goes, "Father, this is you're like something that you've deserved for so much, like
so long."
And then I ended up taking everyone, like, he knows, I took everyone, like, I went everyone in the room, and then like my mom was like, "Esan, I'm like, are you playing this week? Like, you're like, and like you're going into like the 21 now, like you're like moving down because they removed the 17 and 18, and they put the like me in the 21, and then I was like, nah, like, and then my mom was like, nah, like, are you sure? Like, because I think he might be playing. Like, I'm like, nah. Ivan's like, he's really got the team. Like, he's really named the team. Like, there's nothing we can do. And I was like, nah. I'm like, I said to them, like, I got something to tell you. And then I was like, I'm debuting this week. And then everyone was like happy. Yes. Everyone was crying. Like, my fiance now was crying. Like, she was like something that I've worked for so long. And to see them, like, so happy for me. It was like,
and it wasn't a smooth ride, like, you know what I mean? You were going to go back to New Zealand.
Yeah.
And then, boom.
Just a lot of bumps in the roads, and I just like, I had the moment to myself when I went like to sleep. I couldn't sleep. I was like,
no way, bro.
Like, this is like something I've wanted for so long, and played, just like full on, man. Like,
so all right, so you rock up. So you go to training, everything, but you rock up on debut day, like on your NRL. Who'd you play against?
Dragons.
The Dragons down there, or
no, we played at ANZ.
At ANZ.
ANZ, yeah.
So you're in the big stadium.
Big stadium.
Cool, massive stadium.
Yeah.
The dressing rooms are all mad, schmick, everything like. You would have played it in 20s, but when you're with the NRL squad, it's totally different because it's the big dogs. You know?
I think a lot of stuff when leading up to the game, a lot of the boys like sort of had my back, you know.
Yep.
Telling me what to do and how to play, and just play the way that I've like. That's what got me there, and that's one thing I took away from what the boys said, and is just play the way that you sort of just came into the squad. Like, try and do your best. As long as you do your best, then we'll get your back. And we ended up losing that game, but it was so good to be out there.
What do you remember on the field? What's something that you remember?
So I remember because right before halftime, Rowdy, Chris Lawrence got injured. And it was like 4 minutes left to like halftime, and then they chucked me on, and then we're like defending our line. I'm coming onto the field. I'm like, what do I'm like coming on like big stage now. Yeah. And I just remember, man, it was like the longest 4 minutes I've ever been on the field.
Because you just up, please.
Because you're like looking, you're like what do I do? Like,
yeah.
But I think at that time, like being able to get on for that 4 minutes sort of gave me like that feeling like, I can.
Yeah, it's all good.
It's all good. Like,
did you tackle anyone or anything like that?
Yeah, I made a few tackles like on Russ and that, like Russell, and because he was at the Dragons at the time, and
you would have been like, you know what? It's like it's not really that much.
Crazy. It's just like a lot of them. It just feels like they communicate a lot more. Like everyone's talking, your job. Yeah. I think that's what sort of made my like transition easier for me to come onto the field was that everyone was talking, and then I just had a lot of like support from the boys, and then ever since from then I just went like
This is a dream.
This is
and
a
I
dream
bet you're
now.
like, I don't want to ever not play NRL.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
never.
at first you're like, I just want to make want to play once so I can say I did it. And then after that, you're like, nah.
Yeah, like you're thinking to yourself, like, I've played NRL.
Yeah.
But now it's sort of like, like I'm an NRL player. Like, I've played a few games now and sort of getting that vibe that I can sort of do this for a long time. So
and like you want to like progress, like, you know, playing for the Kiwis.
Yeah.
Okay, so that year goes by. How many games did you play that year?
13, I think.
13, 5 tries.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So what was it like scoring your first try? Were you like?
Yeah, I still remember that because that was the first game I got named at centre.
Yep.
So Ivan was
starting.
Yes, I want you to play centre this weekend, and I was like, fuck, like this is I'm in the big stage now because I'm playing the position I was playing that year, and then scored my first try. It was just like pick up the ball, just dive over the line.
Still so good.
The try's a try. I was so happy,
bro.
man.
At least it's not a training try, bro.
Yeah, I know. I was like, because at that point you're like, fuck, that's my first NRL try.
Yeah, 100%. And like
you're thinking to yourself, like, am I gonna score NRL? Like, is it this hard?
Yeah.
But I ended up, we lost that game for like a last minute try or something like that, and that was pretty disappointing. But I just enjoyed that sort of journey from when I come over from Australia to being where I am now. And
bro.
I think from that time when I scored that first try, I was like, fuck, man, like this is,
bro, that's
unreal.
When you first go over that try and like you're in the you're in the NRL, like it's just fucking crazy.
Yeah,
like, it's hard to explain.
Definitely.
Okay, so 2018 rolls around, and like I guess at this stage you're basically saying like I'm a professional now. Like I've got to rock up. My skinny's got to be good. I've got to be fit. All that kind of stuff. So was that pre-season, a bit easier, like in the sense that you knew what to expect?
Yeah, sort of, because like coming in, I wasn't like a really fit guy. Like I'm not really a fit guy, but I think I try to do as much as I could in the off season, like sort of that break when you have that time off.
Yep.
And getting to like train, like to know about yourself and try and think like, fuck, I gotta eat this well. Because I wasn't really brought up that way, like trying to eat really good. Like the nutrition wasn't really that good for me.
You weren't educated in that.
Yeah.
Like a lot of your kids from that same area.
Yeah. Know? Like you're not really educated in that area. And then I sort of wanted to take that on board because, I've spoke to me before I left and just said like, come on, like we want you to come back in good shape and all that stuff. So I did all that stuff, dropped a few kgs and sort of made my like sort of transition from like that first preseason that I had to Ivan's one.
Yep.
And I lost a bit of weight there, and then just try to train as much as I could in like the off season, and then just train as hard as I could in that off season, and then I got that start round 1.
Yep.
And I just went, nah, I'm not gonna.
Not losing this spot.
I'm not losing this spot.
And I guess you could see in the way you played, I guess, because like you played every game. Like it just shows you what a good preseason can do for you.
Yeah, definitely. So that's why a lot of it like comes down to now with like we having Madge now. A lot of the like his trainings are like so intense, so hard, and that's some of the stuff I'm sort of taking on board.
Yeah,
it's
so important.
So important because I know what the like sort of effect it has on me, like
100% when
it transitions to a new year. So,
and so this year, what's been the highlight for you this year? Obviously, okay, so because like you played pretty much every game this year. You've got the most point scorer in your team. You ran for over 300,000 metres. You're the only centre to run over 3,000 metres. I don't know if you knew that.
I know.
You didn't know that? You're the only centre in the competition to run over 3,000 metres. You're in the Daily Telegraph Team of the Year. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh,
didn't know that? And
do you get an award for this? Or?
It's coming in the mail, bro. So you also led centres in the offloads as well. It's crazy.
That's pretty fun.
So, like, you had a really good year, like statistic-wise, and you would know that, but, like, throughout the year, was the New Zealand test what really, like, were you just like, man, what was that like for you?
Because I sort of got that, like, my first year, I played half the year, I sort of got that taste.
Yep.
And then I sort of was at home watching the World Cup, like, watching New Zealand play, and I was like, like, thinking to myself, like, if I had sort of got my shot from round 1, I sort of could have put myself in that World Cup squad.
Yep.
But in saying that, I was like, nah, I want to have a full preseason, like a proper one.
Yep.
On the IVE. Just have the same coach and then like see where I can go. And that's what I did. That was a goal from when I finished my first year of NRL to like now, was just to try and make it into that New Zealand squad.
Yep. The squad, not even the side.
That was just the squad.
Yep.
Like I was just thinking like, that's my one goal that year was to make it into that squad. And then when I got that phone call from Madge,
was it expected?
Nah, because I had a lot of there was a lot of media stuff like for me like to try and make the New Zealand squad. So there was like I got a lot of like questions like, do you reckon you're gonna like making a chance to make a New Zealand squad? And in my head I'm like, like you got guys like I've watched like Peter Hiku and Gerard Beale and all those guys, like they've played like at a high level of footy like all their life, and you're thinking like I've got to go against these guys. Like these guys are like real top end players,
like veterans that have been
veterans of the game, and you're like, and I've got to like go out there and play against like the guys that are not even going for Australia, or for New Zealand, I mean, and they're like trying to go for Australia, but like they're like top centers, like no one's like like
I know what
really
you mean.
like not that like not bad in the NRL, and you're like 100%. Thinking to yourself like, like these guys, like you want to like go against like go good against these guys. And then all in my head I had like was just to like keep playing good footy and stay consistent. And the one thing like that was one thing about Ive that he challenged me about was to be more consistent. And I think that's where it sort of just came from. I just wanted to play every game, just take every game one step at a time. And sort of leading up to that, I was playing really good footy, and I sort of in my head and I was giving me chances like, I'm gonna like try and I'm nearly there. Like
I'm in the picture here.
I'm in the picture here because a lot of stuff will come out on the media like Marsters wants to make the New Zealand side, and I was getting a lot of media stuff for that, and then I was just like, man, like when I got that phone call, it was like, I remember because I was in bed. I was like, who's this number? But I was like sort of expecting it,
expecting like a random call,
random call, like
maybe
like I think their name, because my manager's like saying like they're naming the team on Sunday. And I'm like, like I haven't even got a call. It's like Friday now, like 2 days before. Like, But like in my head, like still thinking in my head, like
maybe, just
maybe, and then just got the call, man, and I was like, not like this is like the best, and I was like, I started crying a little bit, like a little bit of tears. But
that's your country, brother.
They like this, that's something like you wanted to work for, because I watched like a lot of the Kiwis games when I was like younger, and like knowing that you're gonna go play with these guys, and like you're one of the best players in New Zealand, just to go like play with these guys. Was pretty big for me, and I was like,
told your family, was your mum just, what was your brother just like?
I went to go pick up my brother, like again, like I told him, I had to tell him, because he was like the guy that was always there, and I told him, I was like, he started crying again. He's like, this is something that you've worked really hard for again, but at this level, it's like international, like you're representing not just like yourself, but everyone in New Zealand, and your family, like it's your whole country, and you're like,
it's crazy. And so crazy. What was it like? So you rock up to the stadium and you put on that iconic, white and black or white jersey, and then you think back to like stealing Parramatta jersey off a clothesline. Were you just like, man, I'm actually like, here. I'm here. Like
even like the trip, because we're going to Denver, like. You're playing like in another country. Like I'm thinking to myself, like, am I happy to go to like country, or am I happy like because I'm in New Zealand? So there's like a lot of things up in the air, but I sort of just wanted to stay grounded, like say like, like I'm here for a job. I'm here to like play really good footy. I'm not here just because I want to make the team. I want to here because I want to stay in this sort of jersey. And man, like putting that jersey on,
doing the
haka. Like you're a kid, like just watching that moment when you're little, watching those guys do it. Like when you're younger, like playing like guys like that have been there, done that. Like, that's pretty.
That's great. What's something you remember from the game?
The Denver game? Just remember it being like just like really hot there, Like running out and just knowing like it's really hot, like you're in another country.
Feels really foreign, like different.
Like felt different because the stadium, like we're playing at like the NFL stadium, the Broncos,
so
like massive as changing rooms. Like you're walking in, you're like,
this
is like the big time, mate. So I'm running out, just thinking to myself, like, don't lose yourself here.
Don't get lost in the moment.
Don't get lost in the moment. And then I think watching like you would have seen that national anthem.
Oh, the terrible singer. Oh my God, bro. So, what was that like? Okay, so walk us through that. Were you like, at first were you just like, that just sounds pretty bad?
Bro, I'm like standing there, like bro, like putting my heart into the national anthem.
Like getting passionate as it's the first time.
Like trying to keep like straight. And I'm like trying to sing the song. You're like, hey, like is she singing like the right words? Is she singing like the English, like the England like national anthem? I'm like, bro, like what are you doing? And like you can just see the boys there, like I'm like they're going like that, like trying to look. Bro, some of the boys are like just like I'm like just trying to hold myself. They laugh.
You like totally ruined your moment. Like that's your moment, bro. That's your country.
I felt sorry for her. She got I got a lot of stick for that one.
So was it a wrong anthem, or was it just a really bad rendition?
I think it was just a bad rendition. Like like you could hear the words, but I don't know if she was trying to sing like opera or something like that. Like,
what did the boys say after it? Were they like, I guess,
bro? Like that was one of the first things we spoke about. I was like, bro, how good was that national anthem? And we're like, and you look on social media, it's just this national anthem.
Yeah.
So we ended up, we ended up losing that game, but I think that their national anthem took over that sort of thing. You know?
Yeah, kind of like, fucking you know. Were you just like, what is happening right now?
We were just like, what was going on here?
So, okay, so the year continues. And did you play against Australia or were you injured?
No, I played the game this year. Yeah, I played that game.
And you beat Australia?
We beat Australia, yeah. So that was the first time I played Australia.
So, I mean, like, don't get me wrong, it's one thing to play for New Zealand. Normally, it's another thing to play for New Zealand against Australia. You know what I mean? Like that's the pinnacle. You want to be playing.
It was good because we also played in like New Zealand, so it was good for myself to play my first game where I was born, and I think to have we had a pretty good crowd there. Yeah. But like knowing that these guys are like
best of the best.
They're the best of the best. Like you're going against guys like these guys have done it for a long time, but even knowing that they're a new squad as well, these guys are all like quality players, like
Origin players,
like they're all Origin players, and you're thinking like we got nothing to lose here. So I think that was sort of like the feeling going out into that game was like we have nothing to lose, like we're in our home country, new coach, all our experienced players back, like having Shawnee back, and all the older blokes back, and just having like knowing that these guys have been there before and done that. And you got like young outside backs like me, Joey Manu, Kim Mamalo. You got Raps on the wing, and like you got all these guys like just like quality players as well. You just like
let's go here. We got some really good players.
We got some really good players here.
So what do you remember mainly from that game?
I think just how physical it was. I think knowing that Australians like they're all fast, all quick, all strong. And we sort of had to match that with our forwards. Like I think that's one thing we could take out of it is that our forwards are a lot like not big, but a lot more bigger than their forwards. And knowing that they could like just handle them was good for us outside backs because we just come and take scoots. And just try and get the forwards going. But a lot of the game plan that we did there was worked to our advantage.
Was it to win the ruck?
It was to win the ruck and was to, I think, use our forwards as much as we could. Because our forwards are pretty good, pretty experienced.
100%,
knowing that these guys are like...
Who was the centre you played against again?
I had
Jovovic,
Yeah.
What was it like mucking up against him?
Nah, it's pretty strong, eh?
He's so tall.
He's just so tall. Like, you don't, like... Even, like, he's so quick. Like, you don't expect him to be that quick because he's just so tall. But then, like, when he gets the ball, man, he just goes... and
you're like, bro, you're like 7 foot.
Yeah, you're like this tall guy just going, like, sideways, like literally fast, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah, that's crazy. He's good. So the I guess the who to goes, you guys win the match. I mean, what was that like for you? What?
The best feeling. I think knowing that, like, we've just come together in a short amount of time that week, not knowing, like, we played against each other. And to win that game against Australia was, pretty big for me. And
what did Madge say to you in the...
he was just... I think leading up to it, he knew that we had the potential.
Okay.
He knew that he picked the right squad that could get the job done. And he just told that all week. He just let us know that, like, you guys are, like, good. Like,
good enough to do this. We can do this.
Like, you guys are, like, big enough, strong enough. You guys can match them in any way you can. But it's just... what you do on the field. And then we just sort of had that feeling like before the game he's real passionate like in what he does, and I think letting the team know what he wants it's good for us because he just tells us like you got to go out there, tackle, just do all that stuff. And you're like sitting like he gives out like these mean like
speeches and
and you're
pumped
like
up.
Let's go, like, we're ready. And then he just gave us one of those talks, and
Yeah.
I think the boys could all feel like we're in our hometown.
Yeah.
We know we can win this, and that's what we went out there to do. And then when that final hoodoo went, when we won, because it was a close game.
100%.
Like we thought
2
we
points,
were,
I think.
yeah, we were gonna run away. They scored like these 2 back-to-back tries.
Yeah,
we're like,
yeah. Oh shit.
we got a game here. Like these guys won't go away.
Yeah.
But we sort of hung out in the end, and then sort of got that. When that hoodoo went, we knew that we got the job done for him.
Yep.
For Madge as well, because he's put so much effort into, I think, that team that week, and there's a lot of pressure for him as a coach, for international as well. So.
What was it? Did you play Tonga the next week?
No. So we had the week off and we flew to England.
Oh, and you played England.
We played England.
Okay, yeah. What was that experience like? Just fucking.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I really enjoyed. We all enjoyed each other's company.
Because didn't you go to Dubai or something?
Yeah,
as well?
we went to Dubai.
What was that like, bro?
Yeah, it was hot, man.
Hot?
Really hot, man. So we went to Dubai for a couple of days. We got to spend there, train there in their weather.
Yeah.
Like this. Just really hot, muggy, and got to go to their water theme parks and stuff. So we got to do a little bit of just a little bit of sightseeing, because it's not not all the time you get to do all this stuff. So,
100%.
We went there for a week and for a couple of days, and then we flew over to England, and then we started training from there, and it was just a pretty long tour.
Yeah.
Because I've been away 7 weeks.
Yeah, 100%. So. Good to get home then.
Good to get home, yeah. So I spent a bit of time over Europe with my fiance, and we just had a bit of time over there. But the tour, all in all, the tour was pretty good. I learned a lot about myself. And
what do you reckon you learnt the most? Who did you learn the most from? You reckon?
In the team?
Yeah, in the team.
I think a lot of the older senior players like Shawnee.
Yep.
Jared, Jess, Kenny and his brother.
Yep.
All those older boys that have been in that team for so long.
Yep.
Just looked after us young blokes and just told us, you guys are gonna be the new era. You guys are gonna come into the team, and you guys are gonna take over this role.
Yep.
So we want you guys to be as good as you can be, and that's one thing I took out of it was anyone can lead in that area, but sometimes when you need them, they'll be there. So a lot of it will come down to them. So it's pretty full on that tour, but I really enjoyed the experience.
And so next 12 months, let's say the next 12 months are perfect. What are you hoping to achieve? Where are you hoping to be in 12 months' time?
I definitely want to try and be up there with making the Dally M Team of the Year.
Yep.
That's somewhere I want to be, because knowing that you're up there with some of the top players.
Yep.
I got to experience that this year, going to the Dally M's, and to see Roger win it.
Yeah.
Makes you want to think if you can do it, you can do it as well.
Yeah.
It's not just Australian players winning it. It can be New Zealand players as well. So just going to that and realizing this guy's worked so hard to be where he is.
Yep.
Just makes you want to work harder. So definitely want to be one of the top ranked centers in
the game
next 12 months. And
if
I can put myself there, then hopefully I can have a good year. So that's one of my goals for this year, is try and be up there with all the best centers in the game.
Yep.
Try and match them as well. So.
All right, I ask all the boys this. Top favourite rapper of all time?
I've been liking the Migos at the moment.
The Migos?
Yeah.
They're the GOAT. They're the GOAT for you. The best ever?
Yeah.
Damn.
I think for our era at this time now,
Yeah.
it's going to be the Migos and stuff like that, because growing up it was all Tupac and everyone from my mum and that, but now it's the Migos, all that.
Do you like their solo stuff?
Yeah. Oh, I just like when they do their group stuff.
Yeah, group stuff's good. Favourite movie of all time?
Favourite movie? Step Brothers.
That's a great movie.
That's a funny one. That's a pretty funny movie.
Bro,
I love that sort of comedy, funny movies like those.
Will Ferrell on that?
Yeah, Will Ferrell on that.
He's hilarious, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck, he's good. I hope they make a number 2 of it.
That'd
be so fucking good. All right, bro. Thank you so much for coming on, man. I appreciate it. Congratulations on the year. It was an amazing year, and I'm sure you have a big one next year. But yeah, thanks for coming on, brother. Appreciate it.
Thanks, bro. Thanks for having me.
Boom.
Oh, step back, step